Frankenstein Food, a disaster that's getting increasingly closer. Very soon, we will be finding ourselves facing an unprecedented food, human, social, and environmental catastrophe, that of synthetic food. The first artificial hamburger created in a laboratory in 2013 at the exorbitant cost of $300,000 seemed a distant danger, yet recent developments confirm concrete and devastating risks in the near future. While production costs are falling significantly, in 2020, Singapore was authorized to market artificial chicken nuggets for the first time in the world. Yet, what will the consequences be for our future and that of our children? What will be the impact on nature, the environment, and biodiversity? Synthetic meat is made from strips of muscle fiber, which grow through the fusion of embryonic stem cells. Growth takes place in a bioreactor using tissue engineering techniques, which allow cells to develop in vitro. Synthetic meat producers tend to use names that avoid any reference to the fact that the product has no natural origin. Thus, the names of cultivated meat or clean meat have come about. The truth is that it is not meat, rather a synthetic and engineered product. Synthetic meat producers promise to reduce the impacts on climate change. However, this is far from reality. The production of synthetic meat generates a high consumption of energy and environmental impacts that could be greater than on farms. In fact, the methane emitted by farms remains in the atmosphere for roughly 12 years, while the carbon dioxide associated with the production of synthetic meat persists and accumulates for thousands of years. The polluting potential of synthetic meat does not stop at environmental impacts, and many doubts have focused on water consumption, which is far higher than that of many farms. Furthermore, the process produces enormous quantities of chemical and organic molecules, whose residues are highly polluting. Another promise regarding artificial meat is the elimination of animal suffering. Yet even this promise seems to be contradicted by the facts. Cultivated meat requires fetal bovine serum for growth in the laboratory, a form of cultivation based on calf stem cells. After a mother cow has been slaughtered and eviscerated, her uterus, which contains the fetus, is removed. Only fetuses older than 3 months are used, otherwise the heart is too small to puncture and no anesthesia is given. Proponents of artificial meat argue that eating natural meat is bad for you. That's a lie as well. The risks of nutritional deficiency associated with not consuming animal proteins are well documented in human history by extensive medical literature, which reports serious and at times irreversible pathological symptoms for children. Furthermore, the high rate of cell proliferation underlying synthetic foods can induce the potential for proliferation of sporadic cancer cells. Finally, there is no guarantee that all the chemicals needed for cell cultivation are safe in the context of food consumption. Too great a risk for consumers. The technology used has high entry costs and increasing returns. All the necessary conditions for the creation of oligopolies, in short, a business for the few. Shifting food systems towards synthetic meat leads to the loss of traditions that are based on respectful interactions of ecosystems and on the experience of obtaining food in a sustainable and regenerative manner. It breaks the extraordinary bond that today unites food and nature. Linking food production and its availability to turning on a bioreactor distances the key players in the supply chain and penalizes farmers and consumers. In 2021 alone, $1.4 billion were raised and invested in the artificial meat sector. Since 2016, these resources have grown 230 times. Unfortunately, in Europe too, huge public resources have been devoted to research on this issue. Taxpayers' money to finance the interests of a few. In 2021, the number of private investors grew by 60% compared to the previous year. However, the most committed names are above all known for being protagonists of the high-tech sector and of the new world finance. Here are some of them. Not only meat is at risk, but all food. The galaxy of artificial foods is expanding, and in addition to meat, solutions are already ready for the reproduction of eggs, milk, fish, and artificial cheeses in the laboratory. Frankenstein Food has arrived, yet the time has also come to react so as to avoid a synthetic future for us and our children.